I have no idea what the fuck he's saying.
Well, you worked on it for a few months, so you know all about it, don't worry. Dus met acteurs zoals Simon Pegg, Space, Shaun of the Dead en Hot Fuzz. Hier op BIFFF een paar jaar geleden. En Andy Serkis. Natuurlijk, Gollum. On peut voir son visage dans mon film préféré, c'est The Prestige. Ça, je vous le donne. Alright. En plus de ça, on a une armée de rôles secondaires et caméos de gens incroyables. Christopher Lee, Tim Curry et Harryhausen. Tout ça dans un film, mais comme si c'était pas suffisant, c'est réalisé par monsieur John Landis.
Une chanson.
Okay.
Naked.
This is my debut. Okay. Louis XVI was the King of France in 1789. He was worse than Louis XV. He was worse than Louis XIV. He was worse than Louis XIII. He was the worst since Louis the First. Alan Sherman.
You sing the same national anthem as Yves Leterme. That's very funny. You sing the same national anthem as Yves Leterme when we ask you. Which is a French one. Yes, alright. Well, before we talk about the movie, there is one project which when I heard about it, I freaked out. I ran around my chair a few times. You are about to write a book.
Were you driving?
No.
Oh, good.
I was writing these little papers. Can you tell us about your book project? Il écrit un bouquin pour l'instant, j'aimerais qu'il nous en parle.
There's a British publisher called DK, Doris Kearnsley. They do Penguin books, and they do those very pretty books on James Bond and Star Wars and stuff. And they asked me, when I was making this movie, they asked me if I would do a book on the 10 best horror films. And I said, no, because I hate that shit. I hate 10 best. It's bullshit. Because movies, movies that, well, no, I'm serious, because movies, you can't compare them like that. Because you know what's a great, great film? Bride of Frankenstein. And you know what else is a great, great film? Let the Right One In. One is not better than the other. They're both great. They have nothing in common, except film. So I said no. So they kept asking me, well, can you do the best this? No. So they came back, so well, you know what I'm doing? And I'm almost finished. It's being published in October in Britain. I think it's coming out in French too. From DK, it's called Monsters in the Movies, A Century of Cinematic Nightmares. It's about 1,200 photographs. It's not just horror, it's also fantasy and science fiction, and how do you define a monster? And what is a monster? And it's a very fun book. It's mostly pictures and stills, and I had to write all the chapters, and I'm almost finished because I have to write a fucking caption for every photograph, and it's hard. And it's terrible because I know a lot of the filmmakers. So I go, oh, this is shit. Oh, I can't say that. But I do. It's a very personal book. It's the book I would want when I was 15, but it's got great photographs. And the most interesting thing about it to me is I didn't want to do interviews of people. So I have conversations, all with people who are good friends. So they're very unusual. They don't read like an interview. They're very personal and they're very outrageous. Some of them are very funny. With people like Guillermo del Toro and Sam Raimi and John Carpenter and Christopher Lee and David Cronenberg and Ray Harryhausen and Rick Baker. A lot of monster makers. And those are very interesting. So I'm happy with the book. In fact, if you give me $30 now, I will...